It was a life-altering accusation. An elementary school assistant principal accused of child molestation by a former student. But the accusation wasn't true. That's according to the same student 2 years later. Tonight, the educator is sharing his story and hoping to clear his name.
It destroyed us.
Honored as Glenn County's 2012-2013 Teacher of the Year, Eric Cabrera worked hard to build his reputation and advance in his career, climbing his way up the ranks from a teacher's assistant to assistant principal. He was working at Oglethorpe Point Elementary School on St. Simon's Island in 2018 when police pulled him out of a meeting.
They said that a student that had been at the school years before had said that I had molested him.
A week later, Cabrera was arrested at home.
Right now at 6, an assistant principal arrested on child molestation charges.
His picture flashed across TV screens for everyone, including his wife and children, to see.
When you found out that you had been accused of molestation, what was your reaction?
You just say, what? You know, it just doesn't register. It doesn't make any sense. It shifts your whole world.
His accuser, a former fifth grader, was at a treatment center when, according to a police report, he disclosed to a psychiatrist that he was molested by a teacher. In a deposition taken this year, he said he'd written about it during a group therapy session and threw the paper away in a trash can. A counselor saw him crying, pulled out the crumpled paper, and asked him about it. The teen alleged it happened inside of a locked classroom after school.
I went to jail. I spent about 10 days, almost 10 days in a jail cell, and I was bonded out, and by good support of fellow teachers.
For nearly 2 months, Cabrera was required to wear an ankle monitor before the district attorney dropped the charges due to a lack of evidence. But that did not erase the stain of the accusation.
All I wanted was my good name back.
Part of that meant trying to prove the allegations were false. His attorney, Jay Dow, took this video inside of Cabrera's former classroom to show how easy it would have been for anyone passing by to see what was happening through the window. He also sued the teen and his parents for defamation. And after a year and a half of costly litigation, the teen swore under oath that he had not been abused by his former teacher. The initial lawsuit asked for payment in excess of $100,000, but Cabrera says it was never about money. After the teen signed this affidavit saying Cabrera never molested him, he settled the case for 1 penny.
And I just bawled my eyes out. I couldn't keep it together. But it was joy, it was happiness. When someone puts that label on you, of course, it's one of the worst things you can accuse anybody of. You still walk around with a huge sense of insecurity in terms of what do people think of me?
Looming larger than even that question is why the student accused him in the first place.
Why would this student make something like this up?
I don't know. It's a big question that I still don't comprehend it. I still do not comprehend it.
While he says he's forgiven his accuser, he hopes no one has to endure what he has.
It's a cautionary tale that things can get out of hand when people make assumptions, when we don't have all the facts in place, when we jump to conclusions. But I don't want anybody ever to go through this.
Eric Cabrera is now back working for the Glenn County School District. Now, I did reach out to his accuser's attorney, Amanda Williams. She declined an interview and would only say that it is a lot more complicated than it seems. She also declined to put me in touch with the family she says now lives out of town, and they have not responded to a letter that I mailed them.
And it's important to point out that cases of false allegations of child sex abuse are rare, according to experts. Marcy Hamilton, CEO of Child USA, a nonprofit think tank dedicated to stopping all types of child abuse, says less than 5% of children fabricate child sex abuse claims. The average age someone reveals they have been sexually abused during childhood, she says, is 52. She offers this advice to protect everyone.
They're going to see simplistic, but actually they work. One is a teacher is never allowed to be alone with a child. If a teacher is helping a child after school, the door to the classroom is open, other people are in the building. The child doesn't go over to the teacher's house by themselves. They don't go in a car by themselves.
Child USA says 1 in 5 girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18 and 1 in 13 boys.